Hi, Franklin County. Diana Zinel here, continuing our interview series. And, at the Chamber, we really love our community organizations, and we're really lucky to have a number of them as members. One of them is the Big Brothers Big Sisters of Franklin County, and we're joined today by Executive Director Jennifer Webster. Jennifer, it's really nice to see you. I miss seeing you at breakfast.
I know. Good morning. It's lovely to be here, and I wish that we could be seeing each other in person over some delicious scrambled eggs, but I will accept seeing you here.
Soon enough, I hope. So I was really happy when we decided to set this up because first and foremost, I think it's really important for the people of Franklin County to know a little bit more about your organization and its mission. So I'd love it if you just talk about that a little bit.
Absolutely. So we serve children ages 6 through 19, as they can stay matched through then, in Franklin County and the North Quabbin. And we serve them in one-to-one mentoring relationships, where essentially we connect them with friendship and support. And we believe that every child has an incredible potential inside them, but not every child has the same opportunities to see that potential in themselves or to reach that potential. And they need somebody to stand in their corner and to encourage them and to give them support so that they can see that, so that we can give them the best future that they can have.
And so you have some programs that exist already, and I'd love you to talk about that in terms of the matches, but then there's something new happening, and I'd love to hear about that as well.
Yeah, we have some really great things happening. So I'll tell you about those, but essentially we have our long-standing programs that have been happening for now 53 years. We have a community program, which traditionally people think of when you think of a Big Brothers Big Sisters organization, and we are affiliated to the national organization. There's 243 agencies across the nation that belong to this very strong and vibrant affiliation. But those community matches are adults 21 and over who want to spend time with a child a couple times a month. Typically, until very recently, that was in person, and they would take them out to do things in the community and share time with that child doing things they both enjoy. All of those matches have been virtual since March and will remain virtual for as long as it feels like that's safe and the guidance of our state. So we also have been running Deerfield Academy and Northfield Mount Hermon High School programs for about 42 years with those two schools, where kids 6 to 11 get matched with rising juniors, and they're brought to campus once a week for a meal and a couple of hours spent with their big on campus. And those programs are phenomenal. They allow us to use youth themselves as the mentors and really help youth realize their own potential in mentoring, not just in what they're offering the child, but what they can get back as well from those relationships. So we love those programs, and they're very fun. We also get to really access diverse student populations, which is fantastic. And those will remain virtual in the fall, and we will, as soon as we can, bring those back to in person as well. So we've had those for a long time. We've tried some other pilot programs. We had the Senior Center program that was open until this year, with matching some of our local seniors at the Senior Center in Greenfield and matching some elementary kids with them. We've tried some other programs, but we have for years wanted to use this high school model that we use currently with our local high school students. And because of transportation and access and meeting locations, it's been incredibly difficult to imagine doing that. And then COVID hit, and we got this silver lining where we actually realized that the shove to everything becoming virtual meant that we could really envision starting these programs with local high school students and using their incredible potential in their own community on a virtual level. So that's what we're doing.
That's so great because, one of the worst parts of the shutdown has been that loss of social connection for everybody. And so that gives high school students the opportunity to have some social connection at the same time that they're doing something really good and really important for the community. And of course, we know it benefits the littles because they're they're meeting new people and having a connection and being exposed to a lot of things. I really love the model with the students from Northfield, Mount Hermon, and Deerfield Academy, which of course are two absolute treasures here in Franklin County. And you're right. I mean, there's kids from all different countries there. And I would assume that it's just a really rich experience for those younger Franklin County kids who get to be on those beautiful campuses and be exposed even to the private school atmosphere. So that's really, really a great thing. Now, one of the things that's been hard during this, I know, is the lack of being able to hold fundraiser events. Did Big Brothers Big Sisters end up having anything canceled during this time? Did you try to do it differently, or are you putting things off? Because I know there may be people who see this who want to contribute in some way, and I'm wondering the best way for them to do that.
Absolutely. We were hit really hard in the fundraising department. We had our very large annual Bowl for Kids' Sake event, which is usually, it is about a third of, probably actually it's a little more, it's probably about a 40% of our annual fundraising budget. And that was scheduled for the end of March. And so it was, at that time, it was not known whether we should move it virtual or whether things would reopen shortly. So we chose to postpone it, hoping we could still hold it in person. It's really challenging to hold a bowling event that is centered around community and mentorship and connection online. So we postponed it till May, and then it needed to be canceled again. So we weren't able to hold that. And then we have our really fun, last year was our first year, but we were gonna have our second annual 0.5K eat and run event at Yankee Candle. That was incredibly popular last year, and we had people already asking in January.
Sorry. It's my first sneeze on an interview.
Well, I will forgive you then. So we are really excited for that at Yankee Candle, and they were really excited about it. And we had, in January, people were starting to ask, what's the date for this event in July? And you can't hold that event online because you can't all get together and eat food and run individually in the same way. So we have about 65% of our fundraising budget for this year. We were unable to hold in a traditional way. Our agency is historically very creative and very innovative, and we have an amazing development director, Erica Almeida, and she's working on some creative virtual things for the fall and the winter. But certainly, it's a struggle. There's a challenge to make up that fundraising portion, and we did experience staff reduction because of it. So that's been challenging. We're starting to open new programs. We're still looking to match the goal that we originally had set in January for our, our next fiscal year, which was to serve 200 children, which would be the most ever, our record. We're still aiming for that. We may not hit it, but we're going to try really hard. But we're down a full-time staff member, so we're spreading the workload out a little bit more. And my team so far has been incredibly creative and energetic and excited about doing still whatever we can to put connection in kids' lives, because right now, the school, whether that's virtual or in person, there's going to still be this need, I think, for all people, but especially our youth, to feel like they have a purpose, like they have a goal to move forward towards, and something that they're really working towards bettering in their community to balance out some of the other trauma that's happening.
I completely agree. So if someone just wanted to make a donation, how would they do that? Could they go to your website? Can they mail a check?
Absolutely. They can go to our website, and you can easily find us on Google, or it's bbbs-fc.org. And there's a very clear donate button, and you can click that and do an online donation.
Mhm.
You can also mail a check to our address that can also be found on our website. And if there's any other type of donation or service that you would like to provide with us, you're welcome to give me a call. Our office is only open very limited hours, a few days a week right now, but my cell phone is on that website, and anybody can call me anytime and reach out to me about that.
And so if you yourself or someone in your life, maybe one of your kids or something like that, might be interested in participating, they can go on the website, and I'm assuming there's somewhere on there that they can sign up for that type of thing.
Absolutely. So we have recreated our website, and we have put all of our enrollment forms online now in an e-sign format. So you go onto the website and you either click volunteer or you click enroll a child, and it will it'll bring you to very, very simple steps on how to fill out some basic information, which will come to us, and then we will reach out to you and take it from there. Our high school students, for our new local high school programs, they're welcome to sign up themselves. But the first thing we do when we get an inquiry from a child who is under 18 who wants to be a mentor is reach out to their parent for written parent permission. And once we have that parent permission that they can participate, then we move forward with all of virtual enrollment. So everything is virtual, and all of the forms that you fill out and sign are all electronic. We've really streamlined the process. Our website is redesigned so it's easy to see from a mobile phone. You know, I think we've really been very flexible in being able to shift to this virtual model to still be able to connect with as much of our county as we can.
That's really terrific. Sorry if you heard the fire engine. We are located across the street from the fire station, and I am back at work, which is really feels so good to be up here. So Jennifer, thank you so much. One other thing I want to mention: so there is an option for people listening to this who might have a business or be in a profession that they'd like to expose some younger kids to the idea of getting into it. There are options for that as well. I mean, since we're a business membership organization, I'd like businesses to know how they can do that, because that's something that is a real focus of mine, is letting kids know all the different opportunities available to them. So what could a business do that might want to connect with this program in a way that exposes kids to different professions?
It's a really great question. I'm very glad you asked, because one of the other new programs we're starting, we had started this prior to COVID, and it was going to be an in-person program, and we have just shifted virtually. So it's going to continue to start in the fall as planned, and eventually we'll return to in-person. But it's with a partnership with Greenfield Community College and some middle schoolers from our community. And so we're looking at starting a program that is centered around career exploration and higher education and job opportunities, and really helping middle schoolers look at what they're thinking about and what that future looks like for them, with current GCC students as mentors. And the college is partnering with us. They're going to bring in speakers, and we're going to plan activities. And some of those speakers will be opportunities for businesses to come in and talk about what they do, what job opportunities they have for kids in the community, how they partner with other people in the community, and what those opportunities are for them. And then our matches will be able to talk about them during other weekly activities and explore and request things. If they happen to say, hey, I'm interested in this and I think there's a business in town, could we hear from them? So we're going to be reaching out with GCC to other community businesses and looking at how we can partner there as well. So we're really, really excited that is going to continue, and so grateful that GCC was so flexible in saying, absolutely, this is too important for our whole community. Our nonprofits, our business, our students, it's too important to let go. So we're just going to shift it virtually for now.
Your organization is so smart, because you're working with some of the best assets that we have here in the private schools, and certainly GCC, to really, it's so great when everybody can sort of come together and figure out how to help a sector of the community. So sorry, there they go again. But Jennifer, it was really wonderful to see you. Is there anything you want to add before we finish up.
No, I think that's all. I really appreciate being able to come and chat with you, and hopefully at some point it'll be, in person. But I'd love to just share with the community what we're doing. I'm very passionate about what I do, and my team is very passionate about it. And any opportunity that I can to talk about what I think is really important work that we're doing, I appreciate. So thanks for having me.
Well, you have a really great team there. You and Erica are just really terrific people, and the chamber's really happy to always, work with you and get information out. So if you decide to do an event, you know that we'll put something in our newsletter and get that out to all of our members. So thank you. It is good to see you. I look forward to seeing you in person, and keep us posted if any of those events get rescheduled. If there's anything we can do to help you out. And if you're listening to this, consider being a mentor, or consider encouraging, if you have older children, encourage them to be a mentor. Now is the perfect time, right? Because everyone has all this time on their hands, and I think it's a great time to make connections. And certainly if you have a younger child in your life that might benefit from this is a really great program. So Jennifer, thank you, and we will see you soon.
Take care. Thanks so much.